Hi, this is Simon Leung back with Groove at any time. Thank you very much for joining us here once again. If you're joining us live, make sure that you show up right there in the comments. Let us know where you're from, what time it is, where you're at right now, so that we can say hi to you right here on the air. So yes, this is Groove at any time, where we can literally be on at any time, on any day, and we can actually be talking about just about anything. And so if you have suggestions, if there are things that you want to learn, different types of training that you want to hear from, definitely let us know so that we can plan well for the future. And later on, we can appropriately give you some really good content. Now, over the last few weeks, we've had several episodes of Groove at any time already, and you may have probably been here. If you were, you may have seen a few different conversations about a lot of different things. For example, in the beginning, we had a lot of announcements. We told you what's going on, what's the plan for the show, all the cool things that were going to be happening. And then we also, over time, gave you a lot of updates. We also then added in some training. We talked about affiliate marketing. We talked more about the webinars, which later on I'll talk a little bit more about as well. But basically, we gave you some additional training and additional information, continue to improve on the updates of the process. And of course, everything is all geared towards helping you. We even have special guests once or twice, maybe it was 3 times on a few different occasions, because I know that there are a lot of fellow Groovesters who also want to learn from each other. Many of you are also experts. You have, your own specialty on different things. And so for the first couple of times, I asked my friends whom I've known for over 10 years, I also invited them for our recent Groovathon, and they have proven to be a wealth of information. So we asked them to come back, and probably they will be back even more, simply because there's so much. And I believe that education and learning will simply never stop. And so that's why this actually does translate into what we want to talk about here today. In passing, on several different occasions, right here on Groove at any time, we also talked about a little bit on community contributions. For example, if you feel like you want to be on the show, for example, if you want to do some type of collab, if you want to help out, whether on the foreground or in the background, you want to help to create content or whatever else, we again in passing said something like, if you want to help out, reach out to me. And we never really had a process for that. And so today I actually want to make this an official invitation. And whether you're on the receiving end of the content, you like to learn, you like to absorb, you have other people whom you also want to learn from in this community, or if let's say that you want to actually be on the other side and you want to contribute and you want to actually help out and volunteer to be a part of the brand new Groove Team, okay, then this is your official invitation. So stay tuned for that. We're going to share a whole lot more on this topic in just a moment. But in the meantime, I see that a few of you are starting to say hi, or at least have already been doing so over the past few minutes as I was talking. So now the benefits, I would say the major benefits of joining us live right here at Groove at any time is for the opportunity for us to connect, for us to engage and interact. And so obviously we want to take a little bit of time right now for all of you to get to know one another as well. I know that we're watching across many different platforms. For example, YouTube, Facebook, we got Facebook pages, we got Facebook groups, we got Twitch, we got Twitter, and so many different things. So I want to make sure that you all know anybody else who might be interacting across a lot of our different platforms. They are all a part of our Groove community. So let's go ahead and say hi to some of them. We got Trader Rob join us 11:36 in the evening in Riverview, Florida. Good to see you. Thank you for joining us. We got Muriel from Brooklyn, New York. It is 11:36 p.m. A very good evening to you as well. We got Imad from Canada. Very good. We got Mill Sales Funnels, or My Sales Funnel. something like that. Mill sales funnels, saying that's awesome. Michelle Hawkins, I presume, is asking about basic website setup. Are you looking for tutorials? Are you looking for content? Are you looking to contribute? Please let us know what it is that you're talking about, because of course there's always a lot of great content that is already available. And by the way, if you haven't already, make sure that you connect with us on social in the ticker that you see at the bottom, whether it's YouTube, whether it's Facebook, on our Groove Funnels page or Groove Apps page. You will see a lot of existing tutorials already on a lot of basic website setup stuff. Of course, if you want some additional ones, leave comments directly on the video and let us know exactly what it is that you want, because in a short while, I also have some additional announcements that I want to make in terms of the future of a lot of the content that we will be producing for you. So please stay tuned for that. We have another friend, Asanyo, saying, hello, Simon, you look very cheerful. Thank you very much. I guess it's always an opportunity for us to be happy and be cheerful and be positive, right? That's the kind of community that we want to build as leaders for both you and myself. Let's all lead by example. Even though there are so much negativity in the world, there's so many reasons for sure for us to complain, for us to feel bad, for us to, think badly or negatively about things that are going on in the world right now, especially in 2020. And from the way that things are looking, it doesn't feel like they're going to be getting any better at the end of the day. Whether you choose to be careful, to choose to be cheerful, choose to be happy or not, it's all your own decision. Okay, so choose to be cheerful, choose to be happy, choose to be careful for yourself and your family, because it's that important for us to all just lead by great example. Okay, we got a random number here. I have no idea what that means, but thank you, Farzana, for sharing that. Michelle is saying hi to all of our friends here at Groove, so thank you very much for doing that. Miles is saying hello, and he's saying hello a couple of times across a few different channels. So thank you very much, Miles, for sharing your greetings with us. We got Cam Wilkes saying, hey team, Cam from New Zealand here. Good to see you. UK 4:41 a.m. Wow, you are very, very early, Facebook user. If you can be so kind as to either put your name in parentheses, or if you haven't yet, go to streamyard.com/Facebook and authorize Facebook to see your name so that we can actually address you by your name rather than simply Mr. Facebook or Miss User or whatever it is that it might be. Okay, so Trader Rob is saying, I switched my name back to my business personality. Seemed appropriate since this series is what pulled me out of retirement and getting back to creating opportunities. Awesome. I mean, it's all about creating opportunities, and that's what we have for you right here in Groove. And Michelle is asking for additional tutorials. I think if you actually just check out some of the tutorials that you have scrolling through at the bottom ticker on some of the channels and pages, you will be good to go in terms of setting up tutorials, websites, all the basic things to get you started. It's all right there. All right, we got Derek. Great to see you. Thank you very much for sharing with us. Trader Rob is saying Michelle's question looks a lot like what we've talked about. Maybe, yeah, I don't remember exactly what it was that we talked about, but yes, if you need some, basic tutorials or whatever else, stay tuned for some additional announcements later on as well. Groove Funnels Gamer says, yep, positive vibes only. Ideally, in the most ideal, perfect world, but you'll never know. We just have to take control and be positive in a negative world. That, of course, is what you have control over, not what other people are saying or doing, but you have that for yourself. We got another user from Denmark, so thank you very much for joining us. And Nicholas joining us from Nevada. Very cool to see all of you. All right. Feel free, if you're continuing to join us and just coming on for the very first time or just in the middle of this presentation or the show, feel free to say hi and let us know what it is that you might have opinions or suggestions or comments on in regards to what I continue to talk about, because we obviously want to hear from you as well. So now let's really quickly get a little bit of a conversation going on the topic of groovements. I'm sure you maybe have heard this term, this phrase that's been coined by the groove community. I don't remember who first said it, so I'm not going to take credit for it. But groovements, I believe, is a super, super cool phrase, a super cool term that articulates very specifically to what we're talking about and what we're due to really be on target to accomplish in the remaining few weeks that we have here in 2020. Now, for me personally, the reason why I came up with different ideas like the webinar, like Groove at Any Time, like even all these different videos, is because we want to continue on with that vision of creating this huge movement of impact, making changes to lives, even to people whom we don't even know. As long as they're a part of this Groove community, you're a part of our family. And assuming that you have the right attitude, you have the right mindset, you share in the appreciation of everybody, of everything that all of us are doing, then you are in the right place and you are at the right time for everything that we're doing. So right here in the Groove community, as long as you stick with us, it doesn't matter if you're looking for just simple basic tutorials. It doesn't matter if you're looking to learn about different things, looking to add an extra zero to your bottom line. A lot of what we are designed to do right here in Groove obviously is tailored towards helping you get there. And even though we've done a whole lot in 2020, I'm sure you'll agree. In fact, it's hard to believe, but this community, the way that we know it to be right now, actually didn't even exist a year ago. In the first few months even of 2020, it was a slow growing type of community. We had people who were interested in being beta testers or the free account or whatever else. But within the first few months, this was when the vision actually came to life. This was when we eventually, by April, May, June, started to transition into the free community that you see here today. And as you can tell by looking at our Facebook group, by checking out my first video on Groovement, right? We're up to over 350,000 active members right here in the Groove community. So as you can see, probably arguably the number one fastest growing community in all of the internet on the topic of digital marketing, entrepreneurship, technology, software, or whatever else. This is the place that you want to be. But here's the thing, we're just getting started. 2021 is coming and we plan to expand. We plan to work with not only each and every single one of you, but also if you would also want to participate, we want to open up the doors to you to be a part of the growth, to know what it's like to be on the receiving end of actually producing the content, sharing, because I'll tell you, after being an entrepreneur for over, I would say 23 years now. I started making money online ever since 1997, and it was great because at the time I learned something new. I discovered the internet, something that for many years after that, many people wouldn't even get to know. But the problem, just like what many people have been experiencing even to this day, is that if you're just an internet marketer, you're an online business owner, you work from home, which all of us probably are going to be doing more of in this day and age as we adapt to what we call the new normal, right? This is something that you would probably consider to be quite boring. Some people would say that it's a very lonely feeling being an internet marketer because you're just working by yourself. Nobody understands you, at least nobody who is close to you. They don't know what you're doing. A lot of times, if you're not as lucky as some other people, you might not even get the support of your family. When I started out in 1997, my parents were saying, why are you spending so much time on a computer? When are you going to focus on your studies? Go get a real job. All my friends were laughing at me. You're such a nerd. You're such a geek. Of course, they don't know what they don't know. And so even back in the day, I didn't get the support that I believe anybody who has this dream and has this vision of wanting to build something big that they deserve to actually have. But of course, fast forward 23 years later, not that it makes me feel old or anything, but yes, it's been over 23 years since I started online marketing, and once you start to become an entrepreneur, and once you start to be a part of a community such as Groove, once you start to meet other like-minded people, it is a completely different game. And so whether, again, you're just getting started, or maybe you want to add that extra zero and go to the next level already, 2021, as you should know, we have a lot more bigger and better things in store for you right here in Groove. So just to give you some example of just some of the things that we've launched so far over the past few weeks, even the past few months, we have launched additional live shows, right? You know that, of course, every single day, pretty much as he can, David Lemon already for the past several months continues to give us additional daily trainings, whether it's on the topic of Groove pages or Groove cards, whether it's a live Q&A, whether it's a live build, whether it's just him being in front of the camera and sharing with you, right? This guy is a machine. And for hours and hours every single day, every business day at least, he would come up here, he would turn on the camera, and he would continue to share. In addition, you also get some additional training from other members of the Groove team. You also get, once a week on average, maybe a webinar from yet another Groovester expert. Maybe you even now, if you've been paying attention, Mr. Rich Sheffrin himself is starting to share a lot of content on Groove Live as well. So there's a lot of content for sure. And for many of us, if we think that, oh, this is too much content, 2 hours is too long, I don't have enough time in the day. Again, here's the thing, keep this in mind. If it's not valuable, nobody is going to waste your time. Nobody's going to waste their own time sharing this content with you. So whether or not you feel like it's valuable to you is really, again, your own choice to make. If you feel like you don't want to invest in yourself, if you feel like 1 or 2 hours is too long, that you can't even set aside that time to invest in yourself, in your own education, in your own knowledge to improve, then yes, maybe you want to go back to our YouTube channels or our Facebook pages and check out some of the shorter tutorials that might be a minute long or 5 minutes long or 10 minutes long or whatever else. It's okay. Not everything is for everybody, and we understand that. However, if you're watching this live show, hopefully you know that this is not a 5-minute show. This is not even a 10-minute show. In fact, it'll probably be 30 minutes. Sometimes we go an hour. If we have special guests, sometimes we go 2 hours, maybe even longer, because we have this type of quality information that we want to continue to share with you. So on that point, we're going to have a lot of additional live shows, which means that we will plan to have a lot of additional brand new content. And again, this is to basically make sure that we are able to accommodate for a lot of people who appreciate these live shows, appreciate the engagement and the interaction. However, if let's say you might be in the Asia Pacific time zone, if maybe you're in Southeast Asia like Singapore or Malaysia or Hong Kong or Taiwan or Thailand or India or whatever else, and you say, the US times that David Lemon is always on just doesn't work for me. It's 1 a.m. or it's in the middle of the night or whatever else. Well, that's why we have these Groove at any time. Now, I don't make the commitment that we're going to be on at any time because I also want to accommodate for as many people as possible. So you'll see that a lot of what we're doing, the launching of the show and everything along with it, it is all geared towards helping you. And so, yes, we will have different special guests. So if you want to be a part of it, be a part of the show, stay tuned for the announcements that we have today. In addition, you should also be updated by now. I was surprised that some people who are interested still didn't know, because I see in the comments, I see in some of the emails that come in, you are not aware, at least not everybody is, about the webinars that are happening. And it makes sense because, again, since we're on at any time, it probably means that not everybody around the world can get those notifications that we're on live. And when we do talk about the webinars, they actually don't see the training, they don't see the announcements, and they don't see the updates. And they also don't have the time to watch the replays. And so that is a little bit understanding. However, if we can, again, as a community, just share as much as possible. If we see people who have questions about how can I share this with my members. I don't know how to explain, the affiliate program, or I don't know how to talk to my people about upgrading. Well, let them know about the webinars. Let them know, because if they're asking those kinds of questions, I think it pretty much means that they're not aware of it. So as much as we can, not just absorb the information, but share back out the information as much as possible. This is what we mean by being contributors. In addition, just understand that these webinars, if you're here for the first time and hearing about these webinars for the first time, they basically happen every Wednesday night at 8 p.m. Eastern time. For the next foreseeable next few weeks, I will be live, and I will be conducting all these live webinars for you, for our fellow Groovesters, to ensure that you have a platform to explain exactly what Groove is to the people whom you want to refer into the Groove community. By the way, if you have any questions about anything that I'm talking about right now, please feel free to put them down in the comments below. In addition to the webinars, you would also notice that, yes, during these Groove at Anytime sessions, we also give you additional training on these topics. For example, we train you how to find the webinar affiliate links, right? We also train you how to find the GoToWebinar link, how to see the page. I even share with you some training on invitations. We have our guests such as Asher and Jerry. They also shared with you how you can get traffic, how you can best practices, share your affiliate links, as well as the concept of inviting people to the webinars. All these are shared. Make sure you watch the replays of those if you haven't already. You can see them directly in the Groove digital YouTube channel if you haven't already. Plus, in addition, you will probably notice that we continue to provide you with additional resources. For example, swipe files. Yesterday, I talked about how we gave you your very first email swipe file, and we plan to continue to provide more, along with additional swipe files that you will see in your promotional tools. So with that, make sure that you visit yesterday's training if you haven't already to learn more. And in the process, we will continue to give you additional training as long as you want them. We're also in the process of creating additional swipe files, as I mentioned, also landing pages, copywriting, to make sure that our sales letter for that particular invitation page is up to par, and of course gives you the highest conversions. We're also working on follow-up emails, follow-up concepts to ensure that you get the maximum conversions possible, and of course future bonuses for people who sign up right then and there. So everything that we're focusing on just on the webinar standpoint alone, rest assured, tons of hours and tons of manpower and woman power is being put into this entire project. All of it is designed to help you. And everything, yes, is done. It's done for you, but it's also done for you, in the sense that we are doing this for you. And so for all of that, my vision doesn't just stop there. Yes, there are many things that we've already done, but my vision is way bigger than that. I have so many more things that I want to share, so many more ideas of value that I want to spread, so many new shows, videos, and things like that that I want to launch. You may notice that yesterday or the day before, in addition to everything that we are already doing, I'm also launching a brand new YouTube video series, which will also actually be uploaded probably onto our Facebook pages, also onto our Twitter, maybe Instagram, LinkedIn, and wherever else. It's a YouTube style video, like a talking head video, fast-paced background music and everything along those lines. However, of course, it's not limited only to YouTube. So for all of those, we have so many different things that we want to continue to share. And with that, obviously, what this means is that as a one-person team, I can't do it all. I have a lot of ideas, a lot of vision, and I'm sure you do as well. And so this is your official invitation. And I would probably consider this an opportunity as well to be a part of what we call the Groove Team. Why is this an opportunity? Well, as I mentioned yesterday and probably a few times before, I don't envision this Groove community as just being a place for us to help people, as us to be able to help you to create content for you. I want you actually to also develop your own skills. Personally and professionally, develop your own skills to also become a leader, to become a success, not just somebody who is always learning, but also somebody who wants to contribute. Maybe you want to teach. Maybe you want to share. Maybe you have something that you want to train on. You want to be a mentor. You want to be a coach. This is your opportunity for you to grow from within. Because I'll tell you what, there are many things that I believe all of us can continue to contribute inside of this community, but there are very few opportunities for us to actually grasp that. So if you feel like, yes, there's so much that you want to share, and you want to make sure that whatever it is that you're doing out of the kindness of your heart, you want to selflessly just want to be a part of the Groove community, to be a part of the brand new Groove team, and just openly share, just help people, right? Just spread and provide value, deliver content. If that's what you want to do, that's my vision. That's what I want to do as well. And if you share the exact same vision, this is your invitation to do it together. So if you're interested, give me a preliminary yes in the comments, and so I will be able to share with you a lot of what else we have in mind. So as I scroll through back up into the comments now, basically want to see what we have going on so far. We got Rob saying Groovement marketing for life. Very awesome. Rob is asking what are some contributions that have been offered so far. Stay tuned. I will be sharing more about that right after this comments section. We got Prisrar News. Hello, sir. Forgive me if I butcher your name. I am very bad at name pronunciation, but thank you very much for sharing your comment with us. We got Tuan saying, what's going on, broski? Good to see you, Tuan. Still looking forward to your session, which is coming up on a Groove at any time, hopefully within the next few days. Let's go ahead and catch up on that. We got Zafir saying hello. QTS Global saying hello as well. Good to see ya. We got Miles saying, to those of us who are involved, it's easy to see all the action and training that's going on, but to new beginners, they don't even think this stuff is going on. And that's why I think there are huge benefits to all of you who want to be a part of the Groove team, because now you'll know what's going on behind the scenes. It sounds easy, doesn't it, for me to say, okay, I'm going to launch a brand new webinar that I want to do for you every single week. But behind the scenes, you don't know how many hours, how many days went into just setting up the PowerPoint slides, just putting everything together, just putting on the presentation. And then not only that, but going through it, testing it, rearranging it, putting things in, adding things out, getting feedback, and all those things. It took me weeks, and I'm still trying to improve that process. But that's not all. Because on a technology standpoint, we're using GoToWebinar. And GoToWebinar, I mean, I used GoToWebinar back in the day, like 10, feels like 15 years ago. And I will probably tell you 10, 15 years ago, it was very, very cool. It was great. It was way ahead of its time. But now, even though it is still very good, it is still the veteran in the webinar space, I would probably say there hasn't been too much in terms of updates that has been made over the past 10, 15 years that made what is now more suitable in this day and age more a part of the actual system. So there are things that are a little bit old school, things that we want to have as features that are not available. There are a lot of brand new learning curves that I had to make because I hadn't used GoToWebinar for over 10, 15 years. And after 4 weeks of using it, I'm still continuing to go in and practice. And that doesn't even count all the other things like the setting up of the landing pages, setting up of the promotional tools, the swipe files, and everything else. This is a huge process. So when you're behind the scenes, Not only will you be able to learn what's going on, but then just by learning by example, right? And by doing, you will actually know how to do it for yourself later on. So I believe it's almost like an apprenticeship type of opportunity. Not only will you be able to help out, you'll be able to share with the community, but you'll also be able to learn a lot in the process as well. So yes, thank you very much, Miles, for sharing that opinion, for that feedback. I believe that it is, of course, very kosher in terms of your thoughts. Okay, Coach Ryan very much enjoyed the sessions with Asher, and Asher very much enjoys the sessions sharing with us. So we'll definitely get him to come back again. Very cool. Rob is also saying, just had an idea about creating a foundation for assisting people in areas affected by all the typhoons. I have noticed a lot of predators exploiting them just because they don't know about Groove. And yeah, I mean, whether it's about the typhoons or whether it's about anything else or whether it's about just the pandemic, you will see that then, and this is just gonna, if I were to go into this, I would just simply go off on a tangent. And so I'm just gonna leave it at this. There will be people who will try to take advantage of different situations. They will try and profit. They will try and benefit from other people's misery, some other people's problems. As part of the Groove community, we want to stay clear from all of that. Okay, we see what other people are doing, but again, we don't want to do what other people are doing. We are Groove, right? We're part of the Groovement. We're different from everybody else. We are unique. We do things better. We do things bigger, and we make sure that we are legitimately and authentically helping people with the best intentions in mind. And so those are the type of leaders that we are looking for as parts of the Groove team. Coach Ryan is asking about audio, and thank you, Rob, for confirming. Sounds good here. It's always scary when you've been talking for minutes and minutes. Yesterday, I was talking for a good 5 or 6 minutes, and then Rob told me, hey, the sound isn't working. And so I thought initially that it might be something as a similar problem as Ryan, but then obviously I did my check. I went online and I didn't hear myself either. And so, oh my gosh, I've been talking for so long and nobody heard a single word that I said. I just have to stop the show. I said, I'll be right back. Please come back if you feel so compelled to. I had to restart my own computer, right away. And without getting anything ready, I just made sure that I just go back online, tested things, the audio worked, I went back live. So those are the kind of things that will happen when you're on live show. And that's why it's always good to have people on the team, have somebody in the background helping you out so that I'm not the only one here. Because what happens if the Wi-Fi goes down? What happens if the electricity blacks out? What if I lose my power or whatever else, my computer crashes or whatever else goes wrong, right? Then everything goes dark. So this is why we want people to be on the team. We want to actually create a team so that we're always here backing each other up. And that's, by the way, what the Groove community is all about anyway, right? So obviously this is something that we want to do. Thank you very much, Miles, for also confirming audio is good. Check your system. We got Sachin from India. Thank you very much for joining us. Yes. And then Ryan says, but once done, you will get your Thursdays back. Yeah, so maybe, but I mean, Thursday morning, my time, 9 a.m. is when these webinars are going on. It's still quite early. By the time I'm done, it's still 11 a.m. on a typical day. I'm probably still not out of bed yet already. So I would probably say, for now, I think it's fine. It's okay. I'm not taking it like it's a hassle or a burden or anything. It's quite early. I just wake up at 7. No big deal. Take a nap if I need to during the day. But yes, thank you very much, Ryan, for sharing with that. And then Michelle is saying, yes, I am interested in being a part of the Groove team. Thank you, Michelle. And this is a great transition into what we're talking about next, because if you haven't already, you might have noticed that the ticker right down here is continuing to show you some of the social media sites where we make announcements, we make updates, and we share a lot of videos. So really quickly, if you haven't, let me share my screen with you right now. This is right here our Groove Digital YouTube page. Okay, you'll be able to find this at youtube.com youtube.com/groove digital. Again, that's youtube.com/groove digital. If earlier you were asking, where can I find tutorials about website build outs, about setting up stuff or whatever else, and you just simply have never seen this page, this is the page right here. There you go, right there. That's where you will need to go to in order to find a lot of the videos that we have created for you. If you go to playlist, for example, you will also see that there is a series called the walkthrough series. And if you want to do things like setting up a website or something else, here is an example: Groove pages for affiliate marketing. These are very short videos. For example, if you say these 1 hour to 2 hour videos are just too long, well, if you don't have 1 or 2 hours, hopefully you have 1 or 2 minutes, because these are the lengths of the videos. Some even less than 1 minute, some are a few minutes long, but many of them are within just a few short minutes time. Okay, so this is where you can go, for example, to check out a lot of different tutorials that have already been created. So make sure that you come here. If you haven't already, there's also tutorial videos that you can check out over here. There are a ton of resources already, so make sure that you check it out. However, the reason why I asked you to come here is because once you are subscribed with the bell notification turned on, anytime that we are live, of course, you will be notified. And of course, we want to make sure that you are notified so that you can interact with us. You can ask us questions. You'll be able to engage with everything that is going on. However, the reason why I asked you to come here today is because I want you to go here to the Groove Digital YouTube channel. Okay, and I'm going to make this a little bit bigger for you right now. Click on where it says videos, and over here you will see a brand new video that was uploaded only 3 hours ago called GrooveTeam Invitation: Volunteer as GrooveFunnels community contributors and help fellow Groovesters. This is the brand new show that I was talking about. Okay, it's not a show, it's actually a video series. It's almost like Groove at Any Time, except it's a lot faster paced. It's about 1.5 minutes long on average. We got 2 videos so far. If you check out the playlist, go here to where it says playlist and select where it says the Groove Mints. View full playlist. You will see the 2 videos that we currently have live for you. So if you haven't already, make sure that you go to youtube.com/groove digital. Check out the playlist, check out these 2 videos. It will take you no more than 3 minutes to watch both of these videos. And what I want to share with you right now is, of course, if you haven't watched this yet, make sure that you do. It was our first inaugural video. Make sure that you're caught up and know exactly what it is that this particular series is all about. However, this one is the one that we just launched today. Okay, so if you're interested to learn more about how you can be a part of this particular Groove Mints, okay, as Groove Team, being a part of our community, you're not going to be able to hear any sound right now because I turned off the sound, in case you're wondering. Okay, and this is the video that you should be watching to learn just a little bit more about what it is that we are planning to do right here in Groove Funnels. All right, so first of all, if you have an interest in becoming a part of our Groove team, first of all, what we all need to know and what we all need to practice, as we mentioned yesterday ever so briefly, is first the art of appreciation. Okay, if we do not appreciate things that are around us, if we do not appreciate things that we have already been given, then it's very, very difficult for us to actually put ourselves in the position to be able to help other people as well, because we'll always feel like our own work is not appreciated. We'll always feel like what we're doing is not good enough, and it's just not a very good characteristic. So I would highly, highly recommend that if you need to work on yourself for just a little bit longer, make sure that we know how to be thankful, how to feel blessed on the different things that are provided to us. We need to learn how to stop being so demanding on certain different things and start being grateful. We also need to stop having the mentality of being entitled, like I should be given all these different things. Stop being takers and start being givers. Now, obviously, I'm not talking about anyone specific. In fact, for all of you who are watching this right now, it'll probably not apply to the vast majority of you, or maybe to even all of you. but this is just a general characteristic of what we want to see in our leaders, so that you know later on when you are also in the position to find new leaders for our team, you know that this is what we want to look for as well. So for example, if let's say I provide one bonus, the swipe files, for example, a good response would be, thank you. You didn't have to do this, right? You didn't have to. You shouldn't have, but you did. And so we're very grateful. We're going to continue to learn from this and create better things. And you also use this as a way for you to learn and help other people as well. That's what leaders do within the Groove team. What is a bad example is saying, okay, thank you very much for this one bonus, but what about this? What about that? I don't want just one email. I want 5. I want 10. I want 50. I want 100. I want all these other things as well. Why are you only giving me this one thing when I want all these different things? Me, want, right? This is not appreciation. Just to share with you an example, this is equivalent to, let's say, maybe you're just having a bad day. Maybe you forgot your wallet, and maybe you're outside and you're hungry. You're walking by, let's say, a store or a shop or a restaurant, and out of the kindness of their heart, somebody buys you a burger. Okay, maybe it's a veggie burger, maybe it's whatever type of burger that you want. Of course, as humans, it's natural for us to say thank you, or we appreciate it, or just show your gratitude. If you are receptive and you actually take the burger, you would be so thankful for that kind gesture, right? I'm sure you would, right? Now, if you say, well, I thank you for this bonus, but I want 5, I want 10, the equivalent to that is taking that burger and saying, well, this burger is great, but what about fries? What about, chicken nuggets? Or what about a drink? What about making this into a 5-course meal or a 10-course meal? That doesn't really work out well, does it? Because this doesn't show you or anybody else your appreciation. This is not somebody who is thankful for what they're given. So when we say that we need people who are grateful, appreciative, we're talking about the community as a whole, not just for what I do, not just for what you will do, but also for everything that is provided to us from the top level down, all the way from Mike, the CEO and co-founder, to Donna, to David Lemon, to John Cornetta and John Garcia and everybody else on the Groove team. We just need to overwhelm ourselves with so much passion for everything that's being provided here, and so much gratitude. And when you approach this with this type of mentality, this is what will turn you into the ultimate leader. So let's all practice gratitude, be respectful, be grateful for everything that is provided to us. Instead of asking more, offer to contribute. Instead of saying, what about this? What about we have 5 or 10 emails or 5 or 10 additional promotional offers? Where is it, right? Instead of asking for it, offer to contribute. Offer to help with creating that content. Offer to work with teams to make sure that we provide these resources to as many people as possible. By no means are we shutting down these ideas. By no means are we saying we shouldn't do that. By no means are we saying that you shouldn't come up with additional suggestions for new things that we should provide. We should provide as much as possible. That's the spirit of the Groove community. But as leaders, we come up with the solutions to the problems and not just talk about the problems themselves, right? So again, instead of asking for more, instead of asking, where is it? Why aren't you giving it to me? Be a giver instead of a taker, and offer to help. We do want to provide way more than that. Okay, we want to provide you with more promotional tools. We want to provide you with more than just one webinar session a week. Maybe if you want to contribute to helping out with the webinars as well, then we can do it multiple times. If we have 5, 10 people who also want to do the webinars and they're trained to do it, then we can have multiple people doing it in multiple time zones, and that wouldn't be a problem anymore, right? So all these things can be a solution as well as resolutions as soon as we have more people to help out with it. And just so that you know, we do have people who are helping us out already. For example, during the live sessions, you have met Jerry Chen, right? He is my friend. I've known him for over 10 years. He is an advanced internet marketer. He is very good in direct sales, also an expert in SEO. And out of the kindness of his heart, he is also helping us out on Groove Anytime, doing a lot of training. I believe he is from Taiwan. And we also have another friend from Singapore, Asher. He is also an expert in internet marketing, and he's also sharing with us additional sessions as a trainer as well. So these guys, right now, we have them helping out and contributing on the standpoint of the live streams. Then there's the content videos, right? You saw these videos. You saw what we have right here. You also saw that if we go back to the playlist, right now we only have 2 videos, but of course we want more. We want not just motivational content. We don't want just fast-paced stuff. We don't want things that will give you updates and announcements. We also want tutorials. We also want things that walk you through step by step. And yes, right now, we also have friends right here in the Groove community who have already raised their hand and volunteered to be content video creators, for example. And we're going to give them a quick shout out. We got Nicholas from Australia. We got Miles from the US, and others more that we are talking to right now. Rob, whom you heard from earlier, and will continue to feature him because I see some messages from him already. You will also see him contributing to future content as well because he's already submitted his application. He says, I'm interested, let's talk, And so for all these people who basically have all this content that they want to share, this is yet another opportunity for you to be a part of GrooveTeam. Then we're also looking for leaders. I mentioned Nicholas earlier. Nicholas has also volunteered to be a part of a leadership role. He's helping to organize as well as manage a few of our projects. He's helping out already. As a matter of fact, for the last couple of weeks, he's been the only person who's been helping out on the Wednesday webinars. He's the one in the background answering questions, making sure that everything is working out fine. If you also want to volunteer for that, obviously that role is open. It would be a lot more helpful if it's more than just Nicholas, who is a one-man team right now in the back. So obviously those are some additional roles that you can take on. In addition, leadership means that you simply, manage other people. You talk to fellow team members, you see what needs to get done, and you arrange the necessary resources to do that. My vision, my goal is to make sure that we have not a huge team. We don't need a huge team. In fact, I'm very happy with a team of initially maybe 3 to 5 different team members, contributors, volunteers who just have, out of the kindness of their hearts, be in here in the community, all with this sharing the same vision of wanting to help. When you're here and you have that same goal, then everything else will fall into place. We also have Trilissa from India. I talked to her a couple times and she showed up on the comment section in a couple Groove Anytime sessions, and she also said, hey, I want to help out. How can I assist? She volunteered to do a few different things, including different project management stuff, including video editing. In fact, now she's partaking in a temporary project where she can actually edit videos and learn at the same time with countless hours of experts all sharing grade A advanced information and content training. And because she's volunteering to help out to edit the videos, she also gets to learn from these experts all at the same time on a product that is not designed to be free. Okay, so being a volunteer and joining us as part of the team definitely has its benefits. Not only will you get access to content, not only will you get access to files and directories that only the Groove team actually has access to, but of course you get access to human resources as well, including myself and anybody else who might be a part of that project. Okay, so with all of that, there are certainly huge benefits to being a part of the team. And for me, I believe that even though, yes, we do have content creators, we do have people who want to share with us via videos or maybe live streams. We have people who maybe want to help us with video editing or whatever else. I believe we can never have too many. For starters, we don't need 10, 20, 50 people on the team. I want to keep it small. So if you're interested in anything such as creating content, video editing, graphic design, even if it's just using Canva. If you want to also take on some type of a leadership role, you want to make videos, or you want to go on live with me on these live streams, and you want to share, and you want to teach, and you want to train, well, this is your opportunity, okay? And that's exactly what this video is all about, the Groove Team invitation. And when you watch this video, let's go ahead and go back here again. Okay, what you will see when you scroll down in the description as well as in the pinned comment is a new link, grooveover.to/team. And I will go ahead and put this down in the comments. If you're able to see this in your comments, then you're able to click on it. If not, I'm featuring it right now on the page, grooveover.to/team. And when you go to grooveover.to/team, you will see our brand new Groove Team Community Contribution Volunteer official invitation page. This is the page that Nicholas filled out the form in. I saw it. This is the form that also Rob, as well as Miles, he said that he was going to fill out this form as well. And this is where we get more information about you. We want to learn about what it is that you want to contribute, why you want to be a part of the team, as well as some additional things such as tasks that you want to contribute in. If there are other things that you want to contribute in, but it's not on this list, click on other and fill this out, as well as any final notes, comments, or suggestions. Use this particular form to your advantage, because I can probably guess that in due time, within the next few days or next several days, we're going to start to get a lot of people who want to submit their application, want to be a part of it. And at some point in time, we're going to have to say, okay, for now, this is the team that we're going to go with. However, I don't want you to feel left out. If for whatever reason we don't get back to you, or at least not within the next few days, we will in due time as we see a need. But of course, to maximize your chances, fill out this page with as much detail as possible. Not with yes or no questions or yes or no answers. Fill out as detailed as possible. Tell us what you want us to know about you. Tell us what it is that you feel that you want to contribute in. What is your passion? What is your vision? What is it? And be blunt. I want to help out, because if I do, it will also help me in this way. It doesn't matter. I'm not looking for people who are saying, yeah, you're completely selfless. So make sure that you say, yep, just sign up and say everything that you think that, like, for example, a job interview, things that you feel like the employer wants to hear. No, be honest. If you feel like by helping out in the community, then it will get you more exposure. If later on you want to also use this to maybe connect with more people so that you can grow your own network, be honest and say that that is one of the benefits that you feel like is going to help you when you are a contributor. But of course, we also want you to be authentic in terms of helping people, in terms of helping others, because for the majority, myself included, this is exactly the vision and the goal that we have for all of you. All right. So whether you want to come and find this on YouTube, or whether you want to find this on Facebook, this is facebook.com/GrooveFunnels. Again, one of the pages that you see right down there in the ticker. If you scroll down, you will see that the very latest video that we endorsed right here is, in fact, actually, this is the Groove Anytime. We're on live right now. The video that we recently endorsed right here on this page is the exact same video on YouTube that you just saw. Okay, so whether, again, you want to go directly to Groove Funnels, or if you want to go directly to YouTube, go there and find our link to the form and be there to fill everything out. All right, so with that, it is pretty much all the content that I have for you. I am very interested to see who here would be a part of our team. As Michelle says, yes, I'm interested in being a part of the Groove Team. Then we welcome you to be a part of the Groove Team, because there's so much more that we want to do in terms of helping you to grow, in terms of helping all of us to grow. And right now, if we have more of you who want to volunteer to be a part of it, then we can have more assistance as well. Javier is saying, hello, this is great at any time. I feel like there is a live, some all the time. Yes, eventually we're going to want a show that says Groove at all the time, because I believe that the long-term plan for Groove TV is still underway. And with Groove TV, I believe that the vision is that there's just going to be something that is on 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. So with that, maybe it's something to look forward to. But for now, I say we appreciate what we have thus far. Groove at any time, and all those David Lemon sessions and times when John Garcia and Donna Fox and Rich Sheffrin all come on and share different content with us. This is great. Absolutely. Any opportunity that we have to learn, allocate that time, invest that time in yourself. We also have Coach Ryan says that we are close to 10,000 subscribers on YouTube. Woohoo. Yes, we absolutely and certainly are. And of course, we appreciate for all of you who want to continue to spread the word and share the love. We will definitely celebrate with a 10,000 subscriber celebration. All right, guys. Sapphire is saying, looking forward to sell digital products and software using Groove. You and I both, as well as everybody else, that is what Groove is designed for us to do, to promote our own products, our own services, software, information stuff, your own brand, or whatever else. It's all within Groove. Okay, so make sure that you stay tuned for all the training and you will learn even more. Nicholas is saying, good afternoon, Simon. Great to be back in GrooveMint as an active member. Hashtag GrooveMint. Nicholas is the gentleman that I was talking about earlier, who is going to be taking up a leadership role in a lot of things that we're going to be doing. So don't be surprised if you're a part of the Groove team or you submitted the form. He doesn't know it yet, but I will probably say, hey, why don't you, Mr. Nicholas, talk to this person or that person, and let's see if things work out. Also, don't be surprised when you start seeing him on the YouTube channel very soon, because he's also going to be contributing a lot of the content. Rob is saying, bad thing isn't even lack of appreciation. It's laziness of not understanding the resources they already have and complaining about not having what is right in front of them. Well, here's the thing, right? I mean, a lot of times it's just the concept of not knowing what you don't know, right? So if you don't know that there's training available, then maybe you'll be asking for the training. If you're not aware, if let's say you can't please everybody, right? For those who see all the short trainings and say these short 1 minute, 30-second trainings is not enough. I need to sit in like a 1 hour or 2 hour class. I need to actually learn with long-term videos. I need to know all the details, right? Then those people, the longer term ones, the longer videos, the longer trainings are more suitable for them. And then there's also the flip side. People say, I don't have time, and they're also not aware that the shorter ones are available. So it's all basically a matter of educating yourself and knowing what is available. Make sure that you not only know what is available, but also how to be resourceful, how to ask the right questions. Instead of saying, I want longer videos, or I want shorter videos, ask the right question, meaning, hey, are there shorter videos that we can learn from? Or are there longer videos that are in existence? Maybe, if possible, you can share some additional content and suggest what it is that you want, right? So being resourceful and also suggest what it is that will help to solve your problem, as well as the problems for many other fellow Groovesters. This is what we want as a community. Okay, so yep, like Rob said, appreciate. Also, don't be lazy. Be resourceful. Start looking around. Look around Facebook. Look around YouTube. Go to Groove Digital Academy. I can probably guarantee almost anything that you need information on right now. There are already resources that are available. Now, if you have a way of explaining things that are a little bit different, if you want to go off on a tangent, and maybe you found niches on things that are not yet covered, like Rob, like Miles, like Nicholas, then yes, volunteer to be a content creator, and let's do all these Groove collabs that we've been talking about. We got Facebook user saying happy to help. Thank you very much for helping. Next time, if you are not able to connect with us on streamyard.com/Facebook, please put your name in parentheses so that we can actually address you by name. I'm assuming this might be one of the people that we talked about earlier. who is helping us when it comes to a lot of the work as well. Okay, Rob is saying being a part of the team would be an excellent way for anyone interested in eventually doing their own live events or being an entrepreneur or just doing business in general. Learning from behind the scenes, right? Looking over shoulders and actually learning this is, and earning at the same time. This is actually a potential opportunity for anybody to learn new things that they otherwise wouldn't be able to learn, wouldn't have access to, things that obviously you can't learn in school, things that no matter how many products that you buy and invest in, no matter how many videos that you watch, no matter how many times David Lemon shows you how to build different sites and do different types of additional features and benefits and how to use them, there will always be things when you're working behind the scenes on an actual project that you will be able to learn that you won't be able to grasp just watching things from the outside. And so that's why we say we want to welcome you to the inside. We want to see you on the inside, because as part of GrooveTeam, you will absolutely be a part of the Insiders Club, the Insiders team as well. Rob is saying, please mention to people who join not to be overzealous and take on responsibilities that they aren't ready for. And yeah, that makes absolute sense. A lot of us, we are very ambitious. We want to do many things. We see the idea of, wow, I can do live streams, or I can create videos, or I can learn how to do video editing. Yes, there's opportunities for all of those. But if you've never trained before, you're still nervous about being in front of the camera, you've never learned anything about video editing, you just see the potential, there will always be opportunities for you to learn. In fact, because we're going to be a closely knit group, I'm sure there's going to be a lot of communication as well. So that's why I say, and I compare it to almost like an apprenticeship type of opportunity, because you will always be able to ask questions and learn things along the way. But if you are not ready, and thank you very much, Mr. Rob, for pointing that out, make sure that we don't jump the gun, so to speak. We want to make sure that you are trained, you're ready in terms of what you're going to be sharing, because we also want to make sure that whoever is on the receiving end of your content, if you've edited some videos, right, we want to make sure that they're watching quality content. If you're going to be doing training, if you're going to be creating some type of tutorials, we want to make sure that our Groovesters are also getting trained with high quality content. So everything is focused on high quality. If there are certain things, if let's say specifically on this particular list that you see as your strengths right here, okay, make sure that you share with us what those strengths are, check them out over here, okay, and offer to help in those regards. If there are things that you are willing to learn and you want to continue to improve upon, well, that's what these notes section are designed to do, as well as other. We also want to make sure that you are able to learn and improve along the way. So let's make sure that this becomes a positive experience for all of us as well. All right, continuing on with some of your comments. We got Mei Ling is saying happy to help, both from Facebook as well as on YouTube. Thank you very much for doing that. We got Lama Shoy Group saying, hi, Simon, great to hear again. And thanks for your time. Big O to E, everyone who's ready to volunteer in the group. Yes, I'm also looking forward to seeing your applications. I'm looking forward to seeing who is interested, as well as the type of task that you wish to offer to our community, because I believe there is going to be so much more room for us to grow. Coach Ryan is saying, you are who you surround yourself with. Great way to enhance your world with the Groove Dream Team. And that is a beautiful way of calling our community. It is really a dream team, isn't it? We're going to make sure that we have the best of the best. If you're not yet the best of the best, you will become part of the best of the best. Whatever it is that you plan to do, whether it's creating content, whether it's video editing, whether it's graphic design, we're going to make sure that we do what we can to get you onto the path to become the best in what you're doing. Okay, so focus, put that focus in mind, and make sure that you have the right goals with us as well. All right, so with that, I want to congratulate you and thank you for those of you who are already filling out this form. money loves speed, success loves speed, results love speed. I love it how you guys are taking fast, massive action. I see the applications coming in, the forms are getting filled out, and I'm looking forward to checking out all those things in just a short time. But in conclusion, and in wrap up of everything that we're sharing here today, if you have any last minute things that you would like to add, if there are any comments that you would like to share before we call it a day or a night for any one of you who are watching right now, make sure that you leave those comments on right now. Speak now or forever hold your peace, because right after I go through this and I read off your comments, we're gonna say bye-bye, okay? Now, again, and I cannot remind you nearly enough, we are less than 3.5 weeks before the end of the year. Now, yes, there are plenty of changes that are still continuing to happen. We got California that just now is getting shut down. We got a lot of other people, including, including friends that I know who are not happy in their current situations. And there are different situations here outside as well. Outside my window here in Penang, we just opened up a semi-lockdown, and now we're semi-opened up with the exception of certain areas, and my area just so happened to be one of those sections that are not yet fully open. But regardless, these are all things that we can't control, right? Who our president is, who is our prime minister, who is our king and queen, who's our government, who's our governor, all the senators and people who make decisions on our day-to-day lives. These things we cannot control. So in the remaining 3.5 weeks, challenge yourself to stop letting outside things affect your vision for what you want to do. It doesn't matter if we're shut down or not. It doesn't matter if we have a president or a prime minister or a king or queen that we don't want. A lot of times we have no choice. But here's the thing. Your king, your queen, your president, your prime minister, your government, none of them are going to feed you. None of them are going to give you money. You're still going to need to earn them anyway. So instead of fighting on social media, instead of calling people's names, instead of going onto the streets, protesting, shouting, chanting, in some cases even rioting, do something that is going to be a much more productive of your time. Because at the end, let's say you do get what you want. You get your president of choice. You get your prime minister of choice. You get your city to open back up. Are things going to instantly become all great and dandy again? No. You're still going to need to set the path. You're still gonna need to prepare yourself. You're still gonna need to take action. And so that's why I say, while everything else, the entire world is shut down, while everyone else is feeling sorry for themselves and playing the victim, if you have the capability to watch me right now, you have the capability to go online. You have the capability to watch our training. You have the capability to be involved in GrooveTeam and everything else that we have planned for you. You are in a much better position than the hundreds of millions of people out there who are not a part of this group, who are not a part of our page, who are not connected to our community, who don't even know the existence of our YouTube channel. But you do. You know. And that's why you, unlike a lot of the other people who are out there complaining, whining, feeling sorry for themselves, playing victim, you should not fit yourself in that category. Choose to not be a victim. Choose to be a victor. Be a champion. Because as part of the Groove Team, as a contributor, as a volunteer, my vision for you is to be one of the ultimate leaders right here in this community as well. And so for me, in the 3.5 weeks that I have left and you have left and we all have left in 2020, I will be focusing a lot of my time doing what is important to me. I will continue to improve the processes that I've already set up. The webinars, the Groove Anytime, the Groove Team, and everything else, the videos. I will continue to work on those. I will continue to create more resources for you. I will continue to chat with those of you who are interested in becoming a bigger part of our team, because I know for a fact that as a team, we will be able to do so much more than if it's just me, one person, if it's just me and Nicholas as 2 people, or me, Nicholas, and Miles, or Rob as 4 people, or with anybody else. If we have just a small team of 3 to 5, maybe 8, I don't know, right? If you are talented and you're skilled and you have the passion and you share the same vision as us, there is no reason why you shouldn't be a part of this team. I welcome you, and so do the rest of our leaders. But I know that when we work together as a team, as they say, 2 heads are better than 1. Well, 3 heads is better than 2. 4 heads is better than 3. 5 heads is better than 4. We want to make sure that as humble a small group of whatever 3 to 5 that we will be creating, we want to welcome you in and share in the vision of making this a bigger part of what all of us initially envisioned when we joined Groove in the first place. Be a part of the Groovements, be a part of the Groove team, and be a part of the Groove community. Let's do more things, bigger and better, for not only ourselves, our families, our friends, but for fellow members. This is what we mean by appreciation and giving back. So with that, I want to thank you for your time here today, and I want to thank you for all of your comments that we've had over the past 1 hour plus. It is always a pleasure, an honor, and a privilege to share with each and every single one of you. And if you haven't already, please go over to, and I'll type this in one more time, grooveover.to/team, and fill out that application to join us as a Groove team member, because there's going to be a lot of cool things that we will be doing. Coach Ryan is saying, you are who you surround yourself with. Great way to enhance your world with the Groove Dream Team. Oh yes, we've seen that already. Coach Ryan also says, live a life on what it can be and not what it is right now. Absolutely. And I think this is one of the phrases that I said many times in a lot of my live in-person trainings and my seminars. You know, unsuccessful people, they're going to make decisions based on where they are right now. But successful people, they will make decisions on where they want to be. So whether it means an investment into something, whether it means to invest your own time, your own energy, maybe it'll even cost you money financially to invest in your knowledge somehow. A lot of people, they're thinking, well, my situation right now, it doesn't really call for me to invest in anything. I can't afford a product right now. I don't have time to attend a course right now. I cannot focus on all these things right now. But guess what? Are you just saying that you don't have time right now, but you will in a month? Are you saying that it's just a temporary problem, and because of your current situation, you cannot go out, you're forced to stay at home, you don't have a job, that you don't want to plan for your future? Because if you want to be successful, we need to stop dwelling in our current problems and start figuring out solutions. Stop asking yourself, why can't I afford it? Or why can't I invest my time? Or why can't I do it? Ask yourself how you can do it. Ask yourself how you can get to the next level, right? And I believe your solution is right here within the Groove community. We got Lama Shoy sharing. I like that. Let's be champions. Let's be victors, because there is so much more additional paths that we can go. All right. Coach Ryan is saying, thank you so much. Thank you to you as well. Chu Mei-Ling, thank you to you as well. Rob is saying, I see a lot of JV teams being produced from this. Yes, we absolutely can create a lot of high quality teams, but as Rob mentioned, make sure that you don't get overzealous, don't jump the gun, don't get ahead of yourself. Let's do things that we know we are qualified for so that we can create that quality content. Nicholas, looking forward to seeing what this team develops. It's really an exciting time for everyone engaging with the hashtag Groovement. You're always absolutely right. There's always a right place and at the right time. One thing that we should all really be mindful of right now, Groove is just in its infancy. We have 350,000 members. It sounds like a lot, but we're just in the beginning stages. We're just getting started. If you're here right now, you are one of the first adapters. You are a leader, whether you like it or not, or whether in the future you plan to adopt this position, this role or not, you can potentially also become a leader. So if this is something that you also want, make sure that you become a part of the Groove team. There are limitless opportunities for you here. Miles is saying, listen to Simon and your life will be all right. Smiley face. Yep. listen to me, but listen also to fellow leaders right here in Groove. We are all here to help you. And Coach Ryan says, Miles, enough said, agreed. And so with that, we shall all agree to also agree. Good thing that we're not agreeing to disagree, because that would be very, very bad. We're all agreeing to agree right now simply because we know that we are sharing the exact same vision. We have the exact same goals. We want to do the exact same things. And let's go above and beyond, prove ourselves right, prove everybody else wrong who've ever doubted us and look down on us. And together, let's make it happen. 3.5 weeks left right here, but I will be back at any time to share with you yet another Groove Anytime session. But in the meantime, make sure that you fill out that form, grooveover.to/team. Fill out that form so that we can start building you up, building our team, building our community of volunteers to make this community super duper cool, even better than we initially envisioned, better and cooler than it is right now, even better than what even all of us, even Mike himself, envisioned that it would become. So on behalf of myself and everyone else on the Groove team, we look forward to sharing with you again next time on Groove at any time, depending on where you are. Have a nice day, nice morning, rest of your day, good afternoon, have a good evening, good night, good rest of your night, good night rest, or whatever it might be. And I shall catch you the next time that we go live right here at Groove at any time. Cheers. You gotta get into the groove.